Hi and welcome to today's video by Study Unifies. In today's video, we'll be talking about PRISMS in Australia. If you plan to study in Australia, it's important that you understand what PRISMS is, what it does, and how it is used to create reports on you as an international student in Australia. First, let's understand what PRISMS actually is. Well, it's a secure web-based database which is accessed mostly by course providers, that is universities and colleges in Australia. However, in some cases, agents, that is people who help international students to study abroad in their home countries, may also be able to access PRISMS. Initially, PRISMS is used to generate confirmation of enrollments or COEs. PRISMS also stores CRICOS, the Commonwealth Register for institutions. PRISMS is also used to store CRICOS, or the Commonwealth Register for instruction courses for overseas students. Once you arrive in Australia and begin your studies there, PRISMS is also used to store a lot of information about you and also provide reports for the Department of Home Affairs. So first, let's understand how PRISMS is used to generate confirmation of enrollments. Once you have completed all the formalities and you have been accepted as a student into an Australian university or college, a POE, that is a Principal Executive Officer, creates the COE and forwards it to agents. The agents in turn forward this to students. Once you have received your COE, you can now begin the whole visa application process. Sometimes, universities may allow their agents to actually generate COEs. Thus, agents too, in some cases only, may have access to PRISMS. The process for this too is quite simple. An agent in your home country generates a COE for you. Then the POE at the Australian university authorizes it, and then finally it is issued to you. Now let's understand how PRISMS stores CRICOS. PRISMS has restricted access. However, CRICOS can be accessed by anyone. Now, what is CRICOS? It is basically a code generated for each university and each college that is authorized to accept international students. So, each university has its own CRICOS code number. CRICOS also generates codes for each course provided by a provider. So, if an Australian university, let's say, is providing 50 courses to international students, each course will have its own CRICOS code. This CRICOS code for both the university and the course will appear on your COE. Once you are in Australia, PRISMS is used to store a lot of information about you. Firstly, if you decide to change courses, and remember, you can only change courses at the same AQF level or at a higher AQF level. If you do indeed change courses, if a student arrives in Australia but does not begin his course, then too that is recorded on PRISMS, and then this information is shared with the Department of Home Affairs. This is something that is very dangerous for international students to do, because your visa can be cancelled and it may also result in subsequent deportation. Some cases may occur where a student actually finishes his course before the date given on the COE. This too will be recorded in PRISMS and of course shared with the Department of Home Affairs. Once a student changes providers, that is, they shift from one university to another, or even from a college to a university, then that information too is entered in PRISMS. This information too is shared with the Department of Home Affairs. Students are required to report any change of address within 7 days to the university. And the university enters this in PRISMS. And of course, this information is shared with DHI. Any non-compliance of visa conditions, such as non-attendance in classes, whereby a student does not attend 80% of his classes, or any unsatisfactory academic performance, whereby a student fails a lot of courses and may even be declared academically ineligible to continue, is also registered in PRISMS. Whenever this happens, a student will receive a notice from the Department of Home Affairs. This notice will state that the student has 28 days to book an appointment with a representative of DHA. If the student does not do this, then this could result in visa cancellations. Thanks for watching this video. For more insightful videos like this, like, share and subscribe. To get your plans to study in Australia on track or to prepare for the IELTS, register at studyunifees.io.